Alright, welcome back everybody to Limeade 4.0 presented by Lime City. Second to last run of this marathon, we got GoldenEye 007 by yours truly, JosephJoestar316. Take it away, my friend.
Alright, thank you, D-Limes. Welcome in, everyone. I'll be running GoldenEye 007 on Nintendo Switch Online, or NSO for short. I will be running all missions from DM to Cradle on Agent difficulty for general category of any percent. Time will start once I select start here on DM, and we will get things going on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, dude.
All right. Hey, thank you. All right, so the general theme with GoldenEye is we're going to be strafe running, which I'm not doing very well at the start, but what I'm doing is I'm running on an angle, since you're going to be moving faster than just going, up, down, left, right. So moving in a diagonal direction is what's going to be used a lot here. And we're going to be just doing only what we need to. We don't need to really engage with a lot of the guards, and there's only certain ones I have to put up with. And then we're going to shoot this lock here. And we're just going to run straight to the end of this level and hop off the dam. Oh, do I need to turn up my game audio? Alright, well, I'll just jump off the dam, and that's the end of the first mission. Alright. Okay, well, I apologize if it wasn't loud enough, but hopefully you guys can hear it still. But for now, we're going to be resuming with going through facility. Which first thing I'm going to do is take out this guard, which has a clearance B key card, which will be needed for, later. So I'm going to take out these guards, use the terminal so it unlocks a checkpoint door, which is only controlled by that terminal. And since we're playing this on Agent, I won't have to go after Dr. Doak, who has a door decoder to get access to the bottling room. And as you see, I'm just making noise with the AK while taking out guards, and as you can see, guards are opening doors ahead of me, which is really beneficial so I don't have to open them myself with going to other terminals. And, trying to open up this door. There we go. So we're in the bottling room. There's 006, aka Trevelyan. We're going to set up 5 of these remote mines on these tanks. And then as soon as he says for England, I'm just going to step back a little bit, make sure he's away, and then we're just going to blow up all the tanks, open the door, and just exit. You don't need to stick around and, do the whole ending dialogue that you would get, which is, tailored to the movie. So for runway, it's even simpler. We're just going to grab these grenades, grab this key, throw a grenade at these two, and we're just going to run to the plane and pray that these guys don't blow it up. I've lost countless attempts trying to get something good started to have these guys blow it up, which is that plane right over there. Alright, and we're okay. Yeah, I wasn't trying to, hype up suspense or anything. Like, it is an actual thing that can happen on runway. It's just one of the many intricacies of GoldenEye. And as we get running through on the first visit of surface, we're going to be running straight to the communications dish further down this snowfield. We have to turn off the communications dish and then jump through an opening on top of this, I don't know what you call it, not really like a ceiling, but, well, you guys will see when we get there. But once again, we're just taking advantage of strafe running. Since, one of the things I was going to talk about was I got attracted to running the full game from all the stories and, ILs I've seen of people running GoldenEye over the years on and off, and when this came out for Nintendo Switch Online, despite the controls being really janky to get used to, unlocking the cheat codes kind of like was like growing up playing this game back then on the N64. So it kind of revitalized, wanting to play a classic game like this. All right, so here's the exit point. We're gonna shoot these 4 locks off. Oh, okay, except I had to reload because I'm terrible at free aiming, but that's okay. Alright, so that is the end of that one. And we go into the first bunker visit. Gonna take out these 2 guards, get his AK, and then take out this guard with the black beret on, who has a security key card so I can actually leave. Next, we're gonna grab the GoldenEye key from Boris. And then while I'm getting shot at by everybody, I'm going to take a picture of the screen in front of the room. Swap to the key analyzer to copy the GoldenEye key I just grabbed. And then open up the door and pretty much leave. Pretty simple, but it could also be very chaotic at the same time trying to speedrun it. Alright, now the next one is Silo. So, also very straightforward objectives, but it is a rather lengthy stage since we have to go through these 4 refueling chambers. And thankfully, my only objectives are minimize scientist casualties, which is kind of a meme whenever I run this game, and taking a picture of the GoldenEye satellite at the last fuel chamber. And since it's going to be quite a while before we get there, this would be a great time for any donations, if there are any.
Well, all good at the moment. You continue to do your thing, and if there's something, I will chime in.
Alright, so we're just going to be rushing through this as best as I can, and these guys just love getting in the way. And I'm also trying to take advantage of what I did earlier in Facility, where guards are opening doors ahead of me because of all the noise I'm making with the AK. But for this, oh, okay, so that happened. Technically, I did not kill that scientist. The guards did. They blew up that, tank in the middle and killed them. So I'm gonna have to start over, but this is why I have the estimate the way it is. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said that the scientist requirement was a meme, because this is the stuff that always happens to me. Yeah, including that, which is a complete accident. So we're gonna try to make our way back up to the last fuel chamber again, and what I was about to say was on the 3rd and 4th fuel chamber, I was gonna grab a key card from one of the scientists, which is mainly for marathon safety. Because normally... Oh, that probably killed him too, didn't it? Alright, well, hopefully I won't get a 3rd one killed. Because normally these fuel chambers at the exits, they're locked, and you need a key card from one of the scientists in the room before you leave. And so I'm going to attempt to do that again, which is from this scientist. And wow, there I go failing that again. Wow, this did not happen to me in practice. Not this badly. 3rd time's the charm. Hopefully this will better explain why GoldenEye is the way it is. So as I was saying, making noise with the AK, the guards will open up the doors ahead of you and just makes life easier in terms of the speed run. But, at the very last, 3rd or 4th chamber, I was going to grab a key card so that I don't have to rely on the lone guard in the satellite room to open up the door, which, for a PB world record attempt, that's what you would want to do, among other things. Whereas, for this marathon, I'm just gonna, play it safe, grab that key card, which I finally got now, without failing the mission for a 3rd time. And this way, I could ensure that I can end the mission without having to painstakingly wait for the door to open. Alright, so it's this door right here is where, I would be praying that this guy would open it, but since he didn't, this is why I went out of my way to get that key card. So up there's a satellite, take a picture, then we'll leave. See if we can try to get ahead of Urimov here before he closes the door, and... Okay, so I kinda did, but also got blocked, but that's okay. And then we exit. Alright, so not the mission I was hoping would be the way it was, but it's alright, it's GoldenEye. So for Frigate, we have to rescue 2 hostages and plant a tracker bug on a helicopter in the back of the ship. Now, there are several different ways of going about doing just that, and one of which I heard from, you know, people running the ILs is that they would do these really calculated but risky throws with the tracker bug, meaning they just chuck it from one side of the level to where the helicopter is, rescue a couple of the hostages, which I failed to do there, but that's alright, I only need 2. Oh, please get out of the way. Okay, there we go, they finally got out of the way. Alright, so... here's a helicopter. Swap to the tracker bug. Alright, so that throw is pretty straightforward, and like I was saying, in IELs, people would favor a really risky but, you know, calculated throw, which, if done right, you could chuck it from one side of the ship and have it land on the chopper. Which in this run, obviously, I'm not going to do that. You'll hit the hostage. Hey man, accidents happen. So we are back on surface 2. As you can see, it's nighttime, and just casually speaking, this was a level among a few others which I hated playing because it was always so hard to see. So for this one, we have to not only just power down the comms dish, but we have to destroy the controls to it specifically. And I'm going to use this remote mine, which is normally used for sabotaging a helicopter outside of the Severnaya base. And instead what we're going to do is go to the side of the comms dish here. Okay, and carefully aim it at this window. Shoot at it. And there we go. That's all the equipment destroyed. And it saves you time having to get a key, running your way up there, destroying it with, you know, gunfire, and then running your way back down. And then we could just exit straight to the bunker right here. And as you can imagine, oh no, we've been captured. Alright, so thankfully we have our handy dandy Q watch, the magnet feature. We're gonna grab the key from the side of the wall, karate chop this guy to get his key to open up Natalia's cell. And just like the first time, we need to get a security key to exit the bunker itself, which is with that guard right there. Next, we need to get the VHS tape of GoldenEye. Yes, quite literally the VHS tape. If people even know what VHS is anymore these days. And then we're just gonna exit the bunker, and Natalia will catch up. Yeah, she's not intimidated by all the gunfire or anything. Alright, so Statue is one of the few missions, regardless of difficulty, the objective set remains the same. You know, so on other missions, if you go from agent to secret agent to 00 agent, the side objectives may vary on what you need to do to complete it, but Statues is pretty much the same throughout, which starts with meeting up with our ex-KGB friend Valentin Sarkovsky, who we're trying to get him to talk to us. There we go. And while he's talking, I'm kind of going back and forth while stepping back. And what this is doing is continuing the conversation, which needs to happen. Otherwise, I can't trigger the Yana spawn. and I'm also trying to keep in lock with him somewhat, so he continues to talk while I'm just gaining a few bit of steps ahead, so that way I'm not just staying put for too long. And then once he finishes his conversation, I'm just gonna go right to the statue, which will then trigger the Yanis operatives. And lo and behold, Yanis is in fact Trevelyan. He survived. I know, shocker. Alright, so once he confirms that he is in fact Yanis and we get objective complete, now we can just run. We don't need to stay behind and listen to the rest of it. Not quite what happened in the movie, but, you know, we're trying to be quick here. So now we have to backtrack to the beginning of the level where the helicopter just magically appears. It was not there when we started, but just, you know, bear with me. All right, so we're just backtracking our way through the statue graveyard. All right, there's the chopper, and there's Natalia passed out. We're just gonna run up to her to wake her up. And then when the chopper blows up, we're gonna wait for a recorder box to spawn, which also, yeah, sometimes that happens. A guard was chasing you, and then once you're in this final countdown, they just disappear. So we didn't get the best spawn for the recorder box. It could be in one of several places. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So this one was about average, I would say. Normally you want it to be right over there if you want a quick spawn. It just saves you more time, which is something I didn't talk about earlier, even though on Agent it doesn't happen too often, but there are elements of RNG that do get involved with how fast or slow a mission can be done. So we're gonna karate chop this guy to get his key so we can escape. Take out this guard to get his AK, and then make our way through the archives. So for rescuing Natalia, all we have to do is just open the door to where she is. We don't have to really take out the guard that's there next to her. It just counts as, you know, just as complete for opening the door. And then we're just gonna make our way through here, say hello to Michigan, bye to Michigan, as he, blocks me. And we're gonna shoot the windows out of this library and escape. You know, so just like from before in Bunker 2, as long as you have Natalia within the vicinity of following you, it counts as escaping with her. She doesn't have to be, like, right behind you. So for streets, just like most of the missions up to this point, we're just going from one side of the level to the other. There is a tank that you can use to do this, but it is slower to do so. As much as I would love to show off using the tank, I personally like using it. It's fun. But it is a little bit slower using it. So we're just going to be continuing using our fancy running shoes, while just trying to avoid getting blocked at by random civilians, and also avoiding the rockets, which are probably the scariest thing in this game above anything else. You know, gunfire is tolerable on Agent, but rocket explosions, grenades, exploding barrels, boxes, they could deal a lot of damage before you realize it. Alright, so it should be more rockets. Okay, that was really close on that dodge. Okay, so I only got clipped a little bit. But if you get hit dead on with a rocket on Agent, it can take you down like over half your HP. It's pretty brutal. Alright, so for Depot, yep, you guessed it. Racing from one side of the map to the other. Since all we have to do is locate the armored train and board it, so this would be another great time for donations if there are any.
All good here, friend. All good here.
All right. Well, in either case, I mean, just for me to all you watching, just thank you for tuning into the stream, and of course for D-Limes and Lime City for putting on this event for Jag. Oh, don't worry, that guy he's just there. All right, train. This is probably one of my favorite missions. So we're gonna have to get a very peculiar weapon, which is only on this difficulty, which is in those wooden boxes over there, which is the godlike P90. I mean, I'll let it speak for itself. Yeah, it pretty much obliterates anything it touches. And the weapon, or the ammo for the weapon is the same as the MP5, so I'm just continuously getting ammo as I'm literally just hosing them down with bullets. It is OP, I gotta admit. But it comes in handy for this run. Alright, so other than just hosing these guys down, we do have to take out these brake blocks. So they'll stop the train. I'm gonna take out Uramov and Xenia just for the heck of it, even though you don't need to. So once you shoot out either Uramov or Uramov and Xenia, the train will lock down and... Hey! Okay, I guess he wanted me to demo that the watch laser is more than just for cutting a hole through the floor, but it takes out enemies too. Alright, a little bit slow on it, but that's okay. So for Agent, all you have to do is just escape the train. You don't have to, buy yourself time for Natalia to figure out where the data's being backed up and where the base is located. Alright. So for Jungle, there are a few things we have to do along with trying to keep Natalia to, just keep her alive. But for the first thing is, well, we're going to try to get these AR-33s. And I'm going to need to be building up a reservoir of ammo with this for later. But for first, we're going to be taking out these gun cam turrets throughout the level. Oh, excuse me. Need your gun. Alright, so Natalia will just keep up with you. You don't have to have her, hover over you. And if there are any guards, she does have a revolver to take them out. She just suddenly knows how to be a crack shot with it. So she can fend for herself. Sentry guns, that's the word. Alright, so we're just taking them out. Now, the next part is we have to take out Xenia, the one that I shot at in the train, and all we gotta do is just let her spawn in, and then I'm just gonna aim right past these trees. And that was the boss fight. I know, very, very anticlimactic, but that was it. Yeah, she spawns in at the exact same way, at the same spot. And then once you hear the music, then you just know it's time to start firing. I'm gonna try to go for a fast ladder climb, which I did do. Very nice. Whoa! Okay, well, a fast ladder climb followed by getting shot off, but that's alright. Oh, I get to do it again. So, the fast ladder climb is an interesting tech in this game among other unique things you can do, where if you swap weapons while climbing up a ladder, if done on the right, I don't know if it's the set of frames or however it works, but if it's done properly, it will speed up the climbing animation where it's an instantaneous climb rather than a really slow but gradual climb. Okay, so for Control, this is probably the longest set of missions to do on Agent. Mainly because it's part auto-scroller, part destroying mainframes, and then going back to part auto-scroller, but also defend. So while we wait for her to do her thing, I'm just gonna see if I can draw a smiley. It's an okay smiley. So we have to stay near Natalia for this first part. Otherwise, the prompt to have this door open won't happen. So we're going to collect these remote mines, which we need to blow up these mainframe terminals, and I'm also going to step back. Sometimes these guys here will get really grenade happy. Which, if they drop the grenades, that's good, because it's good for backup if you run short on mines. Alright, we're just making our way through here. So remember that guy in Bunker 1, the one with the GoldenEye key? Oh, look, there he is again. Good old buddy Boris. So I'm gonna plant these mines in a specific way, and then... Wait a minute. He tried to hold me up. Alright, so once he runs away, I'm gonna detonate both mines, which not only blows up the terminals, but it's gonna kill the guards that are located right above those mainframe terminals. So it does multiple things at once, but it only works if you wait until after Boris runs away and he says his iconic, I'm invincible. Alright, so I'm gonna play it safe in this room here. Take out these turrets. Instead of just rushing in here, throwing a mine, and then leaving before this door closes, which I still got, which is nice. Alright, so I'm just gonna go get Natalia now. Just gotta walk past this line and then triggers her to open the door to come in. So I'm gonna blow up all these decks except for one. Not just for the heck of it, but what this is gonna do is it's gonna put me in a position where I have a better cover angle, since now we have to defend Natalia for several minutes while she hacks the system to change the GoldenEye satellite coordinates. Okay, and there's the alarm. So these guards could spawn in from several different places, including the stairwell up there. But what I'm most concerned of is my blind spots on my left and right, those corners. The reason being, they could spawn in while I'm like looking away, which is very annoying because they can not only light you up when you're not seeing it, but they can also target Natalia. So like, yeah, right there, prime example. You know, so the name of the game is just take them out as they appear while trying to keep a mindful eye of these two corners here, which is why I had the glass destroyed, so it allows me to see it easier. And then in case if you're wondering about the aiming in this game, I'm rarely ever doing like manual aiming where you see the crosshairs appear. There's a very generous like auto aim, which by proxy, it will try to select the closest enemy that is within range. You know, so like in a moment, you can kind of see like the gun like try to lock onto someone, even though you're looking in a different direction slightly. So it's a really nice feature for running this on Agent. Alright, so we should be getting near the end of this. Yeah, like I said, this is the longest part of the run. Yeah, it feels like it takes forever, but it's, you know, you gotta do it. Alright, so she's done hacking the system. Alright, so she's gonna make her way out. I'm gonna carefully try not to get her killed. All right, I was gonna try to open up that door to allow her to get out a little bit faster, but that's okay. So while she's making her way out, I'm gonna blow up the last mainframe terminal behind that set of glass. And then once I see that she is exited, where it says mission A completed, then I know it's time, or I know it's safe for me to leave. Okay, so there's mission complete. Now we can go through this elevator. I don't know. I just like playing that out, the elevator music. You don't have to, you know, let that play out. You can skip pretty much all the cutscenes in the game, but the elevator music was always like a fun charm with, you know, with this game personally. So caverns, all we have to do is reach the end of the mission, and what I'm trying to do is keep up with Trevelyan here, because when the level starts, all the doors are open, and they only shut when Trevelyan runs through them, which is a very important thing for coming up, because there are certain doors that need key cards in order to unlock them, and we don't want to have to go through all that, so we're just trying to keep up with Trevelyan, who's trying his best, but he can't outrun with my strafe running. Yep, so bye Trevelyan, I'll see you in a level or two. So normally that door right there would be closed as every other one, but because I'm ahead of Trevelyan, I can just run right through. And this is only available to you on Agent because, you know, your only objective is to reach the end of the mission. You don't have to do any of the side objectives with disabling pump controls and things that just take up way more time. Alright, so there's the elevator to the end of the mission. And the 10 out of 10 elevator music. Alright, last level of the game. No more running, Trevelyan. It's time to settle the score. So for safety, I'm just gonna grab this body armor, even though you don't really need it for Agent. But it's not for him, it's for the guards in this level. They are basically aimbots. They can hit you from one side of the level to the other without you even having time to react. Even on Agent, it's pretty obnoxious. So, first objective, while keeping up with him yet again, is we gotta destroy the controls to the antenna. And then the other is to, as you guessed it, we gotta take out Trevelyan. Oh, did I softlock? Oh, I think I did. Yeah, I think if I destroy the controls too fast, he'll just go in this casual jog. He won't actually advance the mission, but I'm gonna double check if that's the case or not. Alright, if he doesn't give me dialogue when I attack him here, I have to restart it. Yeah, I gotta restart it. Okay, that's my bad. It's a... I wouldn't want to say like a rare thing that can happen, but it is a weird sequence of events where if you destroy the controls just as Trevelyan is trying to make his way through the room, then you're like bypassing a trigger point with him. It's really weird. It's happened to me in runs before, and I was, of course, not expecting it to have it happen in a marathon, but hey, that's marathon luck for you. So I'm gonna let him go a little far ahead of me this time so I don't trigger that soft lock again. Alright, so I'll just let him leave. And then when it says he activated the console, I'll destroy it. Okay, there we go. So when you attack him, he does these dialogue things meant to, yeah, I don't know, either provoke you or taunt you or whatever you call it. But now you can see he's running way faster. And he's actually firing back. I was trying to go for a quick kill there. It saves you like 25 seconds where you don't have to let him continue to run throughout the antenna level. Yeah, so you can see how he just went immediately to his like end phase where he says finish the jobs, James, if you can. Alright, so he's just gonna go into the bottom part of the antenna. Let him jump down. Now, he does have his grenade, so I'm gonna have to really watch for that. Alright, good, it fell off, because sometimes what will happen is that grenade will blow up. Oh wait, and that's time.
Oof, right underestimate by 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's what my life split was telling me too, so I was kind of keeping track of how bad this was maybe gonna get, but that's why it is what it is. You know, so I encourage anyone to get into GoldenEye if you can, whether if it's through the Switch, Xbox, old school hardware, emulator. It's a fun game to do. And, you know, since I know I want to keep things moving along for the finale, once again, thank you for having me. Thank you for hosting the Steam Limes and everyone in Lime City that contributed to making this event happen with, you know, the back-end RTMP servers, the illustrations, the artwork, everything. It's good to be here again, and I couldn't think of a better way to help out than, you know, with helping out Jag, who's been a pillar of inspiration for a lot of us. And since it is, well, still Father's Day here, you know, it's a better person to have this end with. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, including the next guy running up.
That next guy running up is our boy, our friend, Jaguar King. That's why we're doing this. It's for him. It's for him. So most people know him for Metal Gear. He's going to be running Metal Gear Solid, All Bosses Extreme on console. That's the run I associate him with, and a lot of people do too. So we're going to get set up for that, get ready for the finale. We'll be back here shortly, so stay tuned.